Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for today's video. My name is David and this channel is Damar's Coaching. Today's video is asking a question. Do they know? Are they aware of what they're doing to you? Do they know how bad you hurt? What are they thinking? I'm going to try to dive into this today and try to give you guys an answer. Not come up with wishy-washy little things to say to you. Now, as you know by the thumbnail, we used to make videos about do they care? I think we've answered that. No, they don't care. Do they know? How aware are they of how much you're suffering, of what they've done to you, what it causes you? So I have to say, awareness is a spectrum. It's like an iceberg. We're aware of what's above water, not so much what's below water. And an iceberg, most of it's below water. There may be a lot of stuff we're not really aware of. And when it comes to toxic people, especially abusers, they're not aware of very much. And that's a really, really important. When you come to a psychopath, sociopath, they don't have much of a conscious if they have one at all. And a conscious means aware. They're not aware. They're not. So the easy answer is yes and no. But let's try to really find out. Let's try to really come to an answer, huh? More than just yes and no, because that really is the answer, yes and no. They're aware of some of it they're not. So what are we talking about when we say that, at least? We are talking about abuse, hurt, pain. So an abuser has a very big problem with themselves. That's why people hurt others. And when we're victimized, we internalize. What did I do? What was wrong with me? What could I have done better? What should I have done? There's something wrong with me. Is it because of this? Is it because of that? No. There's something wrong with a person who hurts others on purpose. That's abuse. That's the definition of abuse. Pretty simple. And we may have all been guilty of this, okay? But there's a difference. Try to take just 3 different types of abusers. When it's coming to finding out how much they're aware of, what do they know what they're doing? And we got to get this one out of the way. A sadist. A sadist. A sadist is somebody who wants to hurt you and you suffer as they watch in enjoyment. It's the pain that they cause you, they enjoy. Now, somebody who hurts you and runs away to go do something with someone else, and they don't want to be around you while you're suffering and then come back later and don't want to talk about it, that's not much of a sadist, is it, right? A sadist is going to hurt you and enjoy it and watch. I've dated 2 sadists. And when they finally get you to crumble, it could take years. And when you're finally vulnerable, when you're finally like, oh my gosh, please have some mercy. And they smile, they love it. They broke you and they get to watch you suffer. Now, we can get in all kinds of different reasons why people are like this, but people are like this. Some people are. And it's a definite small percentage of people like this, okay? And in all the people of you guys watching, the people that have hurt you probably have been sadists, it's been very small. Very, very few of you have been tortured and abused by a sadist, probably. I'm not trying to take anything away. I'm not trying to say I know everything. I'm saying probably is what I think. Now you got the other 2. You have someone that does it on purpose, and you have someone that's impulsive. Both abusing, both hurting just as much, right? And they may both even look the same, not really sure. Are they doing this on purpose and don't care and they totally know? Or are they just doing this? Is this a result of their toxic, impulsive behaviors? You could almost say like the sadist is the psychopath, the person that does it on purpose is the narcissist, and the person that's so impulsive and unstable is the borderline. You could just say that, just to help understand, make a little more sense of all this. The sadist obviously knows they're doing it, and they do care. They love it. The person who does it on purpose, they know they're doing it. They don't care that it's wrong. No, they're doing it anyway. The person who's impulsive, these could be repercussions of actions. They could not really want to hurt you, but not really care too much. So I believe number 2 and number 3 are not fully aware still. The most dangerous person in the world lacks empathy, compassion, and remorse. That's the most dangerous person you could ever deal with. There's people like that. Quite a few. quite a few. I've broken this down into percentages. Definitely over 10%. In this country, that would be, what, 33 million. That's a lot. And probably more, I'm sure of it. People that lack this are extremely dangerous. And when we hurt others, because we've all hurt people, right? We're not totally aware that we're doing it at the time, are we? Our empathy isn't kicking in. And we're not having and exhibiting a bunch of compassion when we're hurting someone else. It could be reactionary abuse. So if we verbally abuse our partner back after taking so much instead of leaving, we abuse them back. We're not totally aware of how bad it's hurting them. And then afterwards, what? We feel guilty. We have remorse. There's a time afterwards where it kicks in, where we are aware and we feel bad. We now know and we care. Right? So people that have abused you, how do they react to it? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Oh God, I can't live with myself. Oh, that's awful. I've been doing this for 8 years helping clients. I don't hear that. The first time, sure, maybe. Maybe the first time, but not the second time to like the 100th time. Don't care. Not so remorseful. What are they? How do they handle this? Do they laugh? When you tell them how bad you're suffering, do they laugh? That seems like they know and don't care. Do they? That's kind of like number 2. Do they tell lies about it and blame you and no, I didn't do that and somebody else made me? Now they care a little bit, right? But what do they care about? Yeah? Do they care that they hurt you so much? Are they trying to make you feel better? Do they do it again? Remorse helps us learn to not do it again, right? We hold ourselves accountable by apologizing. Promise I will never do it again. But do they lie about it? Do they blame? So maybe they care. Or maybe they know it's wrong. They know what they've done to you. They know you're suffering, but they don't care. What is it? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Please share your opinion. Why don't we abuse people? Why don't we abuse people? Is it all because of penalty? Maybe not so much. Maybe we have empathy and compassion and remorse. Maybe when we hurt people, we feel their suffering, and we don't want that. Maybe we have compassion for people, and we'd hate to cause them pain. And maybe it doesn't say much about us, and we never want to be responsible for that. We have remorse. Maybe those things are more important to us than just laws, punishments, stuff like this. But there's another factor, a very important one, and it's culture, society. The third part that makes up who we are. Culture decides what's right and wrong for many, many things, don't they? Not just by laws. You know, it's wrong to pick on minority groups, to bully, things like this. And most of us, I think, don't do these things not because of penalty of law, right? No. Because we have empathy, compassion, or remorse. And we care what culture says in society. We want to be a member of society. Talking to dead people out loud in public would be considered crazy, wouldn't it? But, and I hate to use that word, insane, psychotic. But talking to Jesus, a dead person, totally fine. Because culture says it's appropriate. So now it's fine, it's not crazy. You could take like autism, high spectrum autism people have a trouble with right and wrong. You can simply just tell them something's right and wrong, and then that's it. That's it. It's pretty amazing. I watched an autism interrogation of an autism kid. He was right around 18, and he got tricked by a young girl to murder her father. And he murdered her father, and he was proud of himself, and he was telling the police, look, I just like to help people and anybody that's suffering and being abused. I want to help them. And he thought he did a good thing, that it was okay because she told him it's okay to kill him. And he's like, okay. And the police told him, no, it's wrong. And he was just like, what? It was genuine. He really didn't know that was wrong. He thought he did a good thing. And just because our culture says what's right and wrong, and that's the difference for a lot of things, isn't it? And that's why people lie that abuse people. That's why they blame shift. That's why they justify. Yeah? That's why they rationalize. Because they don't want to be rejected by society. They know it's wrong. They know society says it's wrong, but they don't believe it's wrong. That's the problem. They lack empathy. They lack remorse. They lack compassion. And they don't believe hurting people, for them, is wrong. They just know society says it is, so they try to get out of it. And that's why they keep doing it. Yeah. It's not wrong. We all do bad things and make mistakes, and we'll do things wrong sometimes. And that's why, on a whole, the human race is so forgiving. It's good. We're so forgiving. Thank God we can forgive ourselves and forgive others and continue to move on and thrive together. But there's some people that don't care. There's some people that don't care. There's some people that don't have remorse, compassion, empathy. They don't think that some of the things that we believe are wrong, and they will continue to do them forever. What do you guys think? Do people who abuse you, do they know they're doing it? How aware are they? Do they care? And do they still try to, if they just thought that hurting you and doing whatever I want to do to you is okay, which they do, the only thing is society, right? If they truly, truly thought it was okay, screw society, they just say, yeah, I abuse people. I don't care. Yeah, I beat the hell out of her the other night. She deserves it. Big deal. You just don't really ever see that, do you? Why? Why does a psychopath who's been convicted of murder, who admits to murdering people, but yet he still wants to look in the camera and say, I promise I didn't rape her? He doesn't want to be a monster. It's the one thing that police officers, investigators, detectives, it's the one way they can get a suspect to let them know where the body is, to admit that they did what was wrong. Because they say, do you want to be a monster? It's amazing. That's what they all use. You can watch them. And in the psychopath, the serial killer psychopath with no remorse, no compassion, no empathy, cares. What does he care about? Society. He doesn't want to be rejected, dejected, sent out the gates, exiled. Humans' biggest fear. It's our biggest fear. It's tough, isn't it? It's tough when someone hurts you and, I'm sorry, or it wasn't my fault, you did it, and then they do it again. Actions speak louder than words, guys. And the longer you take to get to know who somebody is, the better chance you have of not being abused again. Okay? I'd love to know, more than any other video, I think, I'd love to know what you guys have to say, some of your own experiences that you feel comfortable sharing, and let me know what you think about the people that you know very well that were in your life or still are, that abuse you and hurt you. Do they care? Do they know? Do they think it's wrong? I don't see how anybody that repeatedly hurts people thinks it's wrong and doesn't know that they're doing it. And again, even like I said, the unstable, impulsive borderline that just thinks day by day, right? That is like, oh my God, I can't take this anymore. They have cognitive dysfunctioning. They think that you start to hate them, or they think you said something that triggered them and their past abuse, and they think you're bad, and they run out and they can't be by themselves, and they go, and there's several guys that have always liked them. They just reach out to one guy because they said, I can't do this relationship anymore anyway, so who cares? And then they believe that's wrong, and then they come back and they go, oh my God, I wish I didn't do that. And then, doesn't matter. I don't give a shit. You hurt me. That's it. You abuse me. The relationship is over. That's nice. You're sorry. Thank you. I mean, come on, guys. You know, what more do we need to have in common with someone in our life than do you abuse people or not? If you don't, let's not have anyone in our lives that ever, ever abuse us, ever. Okay? Pretty simple. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. If you could, I'd love a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. You can hit the notification bell and know when other things I put out are out. Give me feedback. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Love yourself first, most of all.